boy Vance B,
It's a mod as always.
and this is the Record Report Podcast. We are back up in this thing for another episode. Uh,
Hey,
Booyaka, booyaka! Yeah. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing fine. And today we're doing a really dope ass album from the 2010s. And I know if you're from the West Coast, I know you're probably gonna feel this album for real. Um, but
yeah,
for this episode, we're gonna do YG Still Brazing. Let's get it.
let's go. It's gonna be a great album, man.
Yes. This was so fun to go back through, man.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and pull up the Wikipedia because I definitely don't have that right now.
I got it
and
up. I
what?
got it. I got it. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Still Brazy was released June 14th, 2016. I did not realize until we ran it back that this was a 10-year anniversary. Like this,
Yes.
this was a great. That was one of the real like the best moments of it. 'Cause I didn't realize it because it don't sound like dated too much. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was released 2016. It would have production from Terrence Martin, who was a member of the collective. Can't remember that name, but it was a big popular collective. And around that time, Ty Dolla $ign, Lawrence Dobson, also part of that collective, I believe. Hit Boy. And they'll have features from Nipsey, Drake, Lil Wayne, Slim 400, and Kamaya. The album did go off to sell well. It did not sell a lot from the beginning. It was led by singles which were Twist My Fingers, FBT, and Why You Always Hating. And the album um, picked up after his debut album, which was My Crazy Life.
Mm.
Second album. This was a sophomore album. Yeah, that's something to say.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yep.
It also have a very important song that would really, what would I say, impact the election, but it
Yeah.
definitely played a role into it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we can just talk about it. I don't know how far we're gonna go, but I did enjoy the fact that it was a political album. I didn't think it
Ye-
needed to be.
Yeah.
Um, but I thought that it was cool that he found ways to have some level of politics and just I guess a level of using this platform. I think a lot of times hip hop and my you sound like the old man bullshit and stuff like that people might say about me is that the album um how do I say it? The album was it wasn't like a forced thing. Like the whole album, the concepts weren't forced. That way, it didn't feel like he was repeating what he did on My Crazy Life. Because you still had like the clips and like the commentary, like the YG, the dude, people at the scene. Like it was it, but they didn't. None of it felt forced, and even the political statements didn't feel like forced of it. Because he also included the thematic pieces of it, whether it was him narrating FDT or him painting the pictures on black and brown way, making it seem like or like the way he was a little bit more irate with police get away with murder. I thought it was amazing that he included those political elements on the album. I think that adds to like the gangster rap um, uh, 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 ethos. Thinking of Ice
Yeah.
Cube, thinking of NWA, thinking of
Yeah.
people like that. So yeah, man, I also enjoy that component too, especially in a time where everybody's afraid to make anything political.
Yeah. I think that was something that caught me off guard.
Hmm.
When I first heard this album, the fact that it did actually have a message behind a lot of the chaos that ensued.
Hmm.
He's still talking about gangster shit throughout this album. He's still talking about his life, and at this point, he was becoming a star, but he wasn't the star that we know him as now. Um, I
Hmm.
think on the East Coast, we don't really. I'm not gonna say a lot of us really listen to YG, but I don't hear him kind of in the ethos compared to other artists. But I know on the West Coast, like gets a lot of love. But it's crazy to kind of see how this album is a precursor to what he just dropped recently with the Gentleman's
Hmm.
Club. Um,
Hmm.
the Gentleman's Club is a little bit more uh militant in this message and a little bit more mature. But I think that this album was kind of the precursor to it because this album still had the same balance of rawness as well as substance to kind
Hmm.
of balance itself out. And that was something that really caught me off guard and made me intrigued about this album when it first came out, and that continues to resonate with me now. The fact that this album has so many bangers on it, just to be completely honest, and also managed to have really deep messages about his life and where he's at this
Yeah.
point, as well as even try to make a political shot, one that would actually be popular for a certain point, despite the outcome.
Damn, that's a great point, man. I'm excited. I think you get to go first. You picked it first, right? So this is your. I don't remember how. I'll be forgetting.
Yeah, yeah. So
What's
I guess
your?
I guess I'm gonna start out with like a easy one, just to get it out the way. But I gotta go with "Why You Always Hating."
Great song.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man.
Great
It's
song.
yes, great song indeed. Um, this song is one of the reasons why I went back through to this album. I have this on my Bentleys and Beamers playlist on Spotify. Go check that out if you haven't followed. And follow it as well. But this song is just so West Coast, yet still modernized to reach somebody like myself who might be in the more southern esque music. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the first, the earliest hits for Kamaya, who has been able to kind of do her own thing as an artist. She might have not got the same, exposure as like YG, but she still managed to kind of use this song to create buzz for her project that I think came out around the same year and was also beloved on the West Coast. It was also played on Insecure. So I do think that there are elements from this song that kind of sets Kamaya up for success. And then also, when I first heard this song, it was a really good Drake verse. But now looking back at it, everything that Kendrick Lamar said about like just different regions kind of resonates with me now listening to this. Um, Drake's verse is really good, but at the same time, I think time didn't really do it a lot of justice when you look at the context of
What?
Drake being on there.
What?
However, he
What do you
did.
mean, yo? I
He did.
can't believe you make me defend Drake, yo. What are we doing here? What are you talking about, man? Do not make me defend Drake tonight.
It's the
That is
same.
not. That is not what I expect.
It's the same thing.
What are
It's
you
the same.
saying?
Honestly, if I'm just being honest, this is the same way I felt when he was on 100 with Game. I was like, this is cool, but it don't really make sense to me. But okay, Drake is on. Drake is on. Oh, Drake is in L.A. Okay, all right.
That's
He's
two different
all right.
things, though. That's two different things, though. On
Is it
100
really
on
though?
LA, he's dissing Kendrick. He's
But
that is a 100. That's a Kendrick diss.
that's true.
Listen to that verse. Listen to that verse. That's different. Why you always
That's
hating is not a Kendrick diss. It's not a
yeah.
Kendrick diss. You think it's a
It
Kendrick
is
diss?
not. Yes, it is. Yeah, no, 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 no. No, that
You
would be
think it is?
wild.
I don't think it is.
No, no. But I think we should
Yeah.
just say it just to start a rumor. You know what I'm saying? But just to start a rumor, and then when people come back to the podcast, they're like, "Oh, these niggas were just fucking around with us the entire time." And now it's a whole conspiracy theory. Now it's on CNN because they ain't got other shit to talk about. I digress. Let me shut
But
up. Um,
finish your point. Finish your point. You say you
so
think that
like
this
I
is part
think
of like the Kendrick was right. Was right.
I mean, it kind of. I mean, if we're looking at the timeline specifically for him working with YG, him working with Game, because he worked with Game for other songs
Mm,
as well, not
true.
just the the song
YG
that
first
he.
though. YG first.
Yeah, he worked with YG.
YG
Um,
first.
I do think that what Kendrick was saying about him going to different regions is kind of true because he managed to ride off of this West Coast vibe for a second and then kind of do his own thing and have kind of an edgier sound. Even though he did it before with, if you're reading this is too late in 2015, it
The and the
this was a
motto
part of
and
that
the motto.
run. Oh yeah, and the motto. Yeah, and take
and the
care.
motto.
So he did have darker
Yeah.
songs, but I think working with artists like YG, working with artists like The Game in the 2010s, helped Drake get that edge. And if we want to be a little bit more source heavy, he used YG's name in the beef for
Yo, you about
Family
to make me
Matters.
defend Drake?
I'm just saying he
Yes,
used
that's
it as
true. That's
ammunition,
true. He did. He did.
and
He
it
did use
wasn't
name. That's true.
necessarily I don't think he thought YG was gonna walk on stage for Kendrick's event. I don't know if that happened or not, but I might just be speculating. That's another
Was
rumor that
YG
happened.
was Y was wait was YG even there?
Yeah, let's find out. Let's find out together.
Was YG even there? Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Because
That's
you
like
can
the
find
first thing
while
that.
you searching, talk about it.
Yes,
Was
he
YG there?
was.
Let's look it up. He was
Yes, he
there.
was. He was
Okay. All
there.
right. Cool. Cool. He performed. He performed. Or was he there? He
Yes, he
performed.
did. He
He performed.
performed. He performed with
All
DJ
right. Cool.
Mustard,
Cool. 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 All right. Oh
who
yeah. Yeah. He definitely
also
did. That was a which was a great set. That was a really good set to them two together.
he also produced the
Yeah.
song. I think right.
Recently, one of recent songs.
No,
But
why you
no, listen,
always
listen, listen.
hating?
Oh, we can be aware of track. Yeah, he did. He did.
God damn! See, I mean, I'm
But here's
just
my thing.
saying.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. I don't think it's fair to criticize Drake for being a fan of the Bay. This is clearly a Bay inspired song. He got
It
Kamaya on
is.
the hook.
It is.
He is going for the Bay sound. He's going. Drake had just did it with the
Yes.
motto. I think, and to Drake's credit, even on the most recent Iceman run, some of the moments people got upset about because he was still doing it, shouting out to the Bay. You know what I mean? It's 10
Yeah.
years later, he's still shouting out the Bay. I don't think it's. I think it's cool to be a fan of and be inspired by legends. Like all rappers
Yeah.
are inspired by legends. ASAP Rocky does this for Houston.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true.
ASAP
That
Rocky
is
does
true.
this for
Drake
Houston.
does it for
ASAP
Houston
Rocky does
too.
it for 3-6. ASAP does it for 3-6. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay. Drake
it's
does it for 360.
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's we gotta but Kendrick does but like Cole does it for Jay-Z. Like Cole does it for Cole does it for Nas. Like
You know what I'm
Cole,
about
like
to
you know what I'm
say, right?
saying?
You know what I'm about to say, right?
That Drake does it for Nas too? Because I don't think Nas
Nah,
and
not
Drake have
Nas,
any
not Nas,
similarity in bar. Oh, it's my
not
bad. Okay, yeah.
no, no, not at all. But he does
Yeah.
it for
I
Jay
didn't
Z for
expect that.
sure. He does it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Jay
it's
Z for
because
sure.
it's home. He's the greatest rapper of all time. Like, of
Exactly,
course,
exactly.
everybody. So I don't. But my point is, I don't think it's fair to make that a Drake knock. That's all I'm saying. And
I
I
know. I'm
can't
just
believe
being
you
an
making me
asshole.
defend Drake, bro. That's
I know.
crazy. You got me out here defending Drake. Um,
I'm still
but
not knocking the verse though.
yeah, this is also one of my favorite songs though. Like this is one of my favorite songs on the album. I think it was cool that he had completely flipped up. Like I think the album does not. It feels more California than My Crazy Life. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
songs, like I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more too. But it feels more like California, and this feels like the Bay. Um, so yeah, I really like this song. Like I think Drake was the perfect person to put on there, especially if you need like a radio song at that. I think it was a good radio song. And you're
it is
right,
a good radio song.
Kamaya put out a great project that same year, 2016. One of my favorite projects of that year. And actually, I went
Yeah.
back and listened to it during this
Oh
process.
man.
Yo, that was
Yeah.
a classic, bro. And I
Yeah.
I listened to it like I don't know. I gotta revisit it,
A
but
Good
I
Night in the
absolutely
Ghetto.
love it. Good night in the
That's the
ghetto,
name of it.
y'all. If
Yeah.
good night,
Yeah.
if you listen to this right now, whatever you listen to, go listen to Good Night in the Ghetto by
Yeah.
Kamaya. It is amazing. It's warm outside right now. You're gonna
Oh
love it.
yeah.
You're gonna love it.
Oh yeah.
It's a great outside album. Oh my god.
I
So yeah,
agree.
go listen to that. But anyway, I absolutely loved it. I think Kamaya was perfect for the hook. I'm a big Kamaya fan. I really feel like she could have been bigger for whatever reason. It didn't work out the way I thought it was going to be. But I absolutely love her music, and I thought it was a perfect like the sound was a fire. I love the like the doom 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 doom. I don't know if that was a sample or not. I don't think that it was. It might have been like interpretation
Nah.
of something else. But
Also,
I absolutely
correction.
love this.
I was gonna say correction is not. It's not DJ Mustard. It's CT Beats. He's the producer. He also produced Kamaya's some tracks off of Kamaya's project as well.
Oh, well, there you go. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I thought he
and
did do it.
Kamai produced this too.
That's fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom,
Continue though.
boom,
Sorry.
boom, boom. No, no, no. You got it. You got it. That's the gist of it, man. I really love this song. It was a great song. Um, Drake was hot too, man. Drake, like, it was cool that Drake re-upped with him. Um, I think that Kendrick's second album, I think contrary to popular belief, I really felt like Kendrick's first album and YG's first album are like the same albums but different parts of town. It's like a whole theory on a lot of people say it's not. I didn't know it was a theory, but I really believed it when it came out. I was like, yo, it's so crazy. They're both in Compton telling very similar stories from different perspectives. Like the Robin, that's all on my crazy life. The storytelling on my crazy life, the father influence in my crazy life, the moments you hear from like his family, his mom, the same way from Kendrick's family and mom throughout the album. It's just certain similarities that just like in yeah. Anyway, but I felt
Mm,
like Kendrick part of the second album and it kind of went to the moon. We did what it did, but I think YG still delivered another solid album, and songs like "Why You Hating" contribute to that sound to give it that California feel. Could have still felt more California, very California to
yeah.
me. Yeah,
Oh yeah. I think that's why I liked
yeah,
it back then. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I think of course aside from the southern shit that I listen to, like the West Coast definitely have a choke on me to this day. And I think the fact that YG kind of leaned into a lot of that West Coast sound and modernized it to a point where now you're kind of seeing other artists like or other groups like was it Blue Bucks Clan and
Hmm.
Overcast and you like all of these different artists around the California area really begin to shine. Um, using the same sound that is branched off from what YG created. It's amazing. But
Hmm.
songs like Why You Always Hate and had to provide that success, and that's what it did at that time. You know, despite how I feel about Drake being on it now. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Ha.
But yeah, that's my
It's a
first
great
choice.
segue into it's a great segue into my choice, which is "Twist My Fingers." One thing about this album
Ooh,
that really stood out, yeah, one thing about this album that like, "Who Do You Love," um, "Twist My Fingers," the political messaging you get towards some of the other songs. It feels like a California album, more so than his first album did. Which again, in contrast, I keep telling this contrast. In contrast of Kendrick doing more like jazz inspired music, this sounds like the California inspired music compared to the first album. Because if you listen to My Crazy Life, it is not very California sounding. There's
yeah,
elements on BPT. The biggest hit is My Nigga. The Who Do You Love don't sound like it. The song with Schoolboy Q and J Rock is not a real like California sounding song. It's more like a jump on your song. It's not really like it's not with the sounds of California we've been used to. That's the type of music that they use. So when we listen to this, you get "Who Do You Love," which feels very much like San Francisco Bay, Oakland, E40, hyphy, Bay Area sounds, even with Kamai on the hook. But then you get "Twist My Fingers," produced by Terrace Martin, who is like a LA based jazz.
yeah,
Did a lot of stuff with Kendrick. He worked with Kendrick's second album too, by the way. He was on Kendrick was to Black. Y'all know the album. Shit, I can't think of it right now.
yeah,
But Twist My Fingers sound like it, right? And then he had Slim 400 on the hook, YG, Do You
yeah.
Dance, Do You Jam? Like all of those
Do you
elements
dance,
feels like
YG?
it.
Do you
And
dance?
there's one thing that is really rooted in like the G Funk sound, which I could be wrong. He's really popular with like working with like Mustard or whoever the case may be, like even the Kamaya song you mentioned earlier. But this is like his first, like, if I'm not mistaken, G Funk song, and that's what we come to be used to listening to California music. So I love that part of the
Mm,
California element that he's incorporated, and that's why I really love it. And it's one thing that he says again, thinking about this from how I'm seeing it, like the California perspective. When he says this line, it makes me feel like I'm like it's like something he might have been conscious of. He says, "I'm the something to the effect of I'm the first one to make it out without Dre." Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Hold up, I got something to say. I'm the only one who made it out the West without Dre. That's a big thing. That's not, and it's not false. No disrespect to TDE. Like, not saying everybody on TDE had the Drake stamp, but Kendrick got stamped. So the camp gets stamped just by proximity. You know what I'm saying? Game had the stamp. Snoop had the stamp. There's no other like pillars in rap,
Yeah,
especially like black and hip hop, like gangster hip hop. YG put out a solid album 10 years later. He was like his this is like his 15th year because he had like hits
yeah,
before his first album came out.
yeah,
Like he had a couple
yeah.
like popular hit songs. So
Tooted and
he's
booted.
50, tooted and booted. Yeah, tooted
Tooted
and
and
booted.
booted.
You know what I'm
I keep
saying?
forgetting about
He
that shit, but DJ from Arizona, you remember DJ back at Morgan, right?
probably I'm gonna say I do, but I don't know.
He
I don't
was
know if
he
I
was
saw.
our roommate my junior year, and he also played lacrosse with
Hmm.
us. But he was from Arizona,
Yeah,
and he would play like
yeah.
him and this other kid named Malik. Well, he's not a kid now; he's a grown ass person. But like, yeah, like we played Tooted and Booted like back
Tooted
in
and
Morgan
booted.
and shit. Yeah, like
2010, 2010 maybe,
yeah, that shit
2011,
had a choke
2010,
on people.
2011.
Yeah,
But that's amazing. He was a supposed to be a one hit wonder because he was not the only kid at that time making songs. There's a bunch of other people in that same time frame. He was like a teenage rapper who made a popular song that was like in the post Soldier Boy wave, and he took that and put out a really great album with My Crazy Life. And now here he is, 15 years into a career, 16 years into a career. That is an amazing accomplishment. That's why again we saw ASAP Rocky last episode, and like how amazing that is. That here he is, 15 years into his career, and still putting out solid music, and has a space in hip hop culture. But anyway, I thought it was amazing to have this G Funk song and a typical LA do your dance, have a da da da, like that parts that feel like LA with the G Funk song produced by Terrace Martin. And one of the bars that he says is that I'm the only one who'll make it out west without Dre. It just I just know. It was just a great like that was it.
I was really fucking with like the break in between the chorus. That little do your dance YG, do your dance YG, do your dance, do your dance YG, do your dance. Like the little like it was just so West Coast. And you said it like absolutely correctly. G Funk. You hear the synths in the background. You hear like the auto tune by Terrace Martin in the beginning. You know that you were going to the West Coast with this one, and like I think that's what really resonated with me um when I came back to this project. Like despite all of the other shit that I've been listening to, it felt like I was crossing into another world, and this was one of the songs that helped me cross into it. Just the production of it was just smooth, clean, but still bang so hard in whatever you're playing this out of. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it was, and it was just a fun song to play as I went throughout my day, but specifically in the car back then to this day still managed to be one of the most dopest songs I've played in my whip. I also like the
I
fact
think
that
it's
you did include. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I
go
also
go
like the
go
fact that you included My Crazy Life, because it was
go. Hmm.
funny to see that he experimented with like the West Coast sound a little bit, but he was doing
Hmm.
a lot of the production in not LA but ATL, so you could kind of
Yeah.
hear the Southern sound influence in My Crazy Life, despite
Hmm.
the fact that he's a
True.
West Coast
True.
artist and he has that sound. But with this one, he completely like leaned into the sound, like leaned into the West Coast aspects. Um, at a time where this sound was considered dead in some cases. A
Yeah.
lot of people weren't doing
Yeah.
this sound, and if they were like very niche in some cases. You know what I'm saying? But he found a way to kind of bring it back and make it party worthy or car worthy, despite the fact that it still incorporated stuff that was still, pivotal to the sound in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I felt like I was watching Minister Society when I was listening to this. especially with the different interludes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
That's a
this
good
song was
point.
so
That's a
West
great point.
Coast that
Yeah,
it
that's a good point though.
really showed me some of the scenes from that movie in my head while listening to this song. So yeah,
Yeah, I can
this
see
was
that.
definitely a dope ass track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. What you got? What's your next one?
My next one, oh man, my next one is probably going to be Still Brazy.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, the actual title, the album title track. I like this fucking beat. This beat is fucking hard, and it's him just spazzing out. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
still managing to incorporate a chorus. Still manage to have something that can be listenable, but he's kind of just talking about his life in this sense. You know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that despite a lot of the songs that are a little bit more cleaned up for easy consumption, this was one of those songs that still had that level of easy consumption despite just being a raw ass song. It also managed to even have like like different what's it called when somebody's in the background saying some shit. Oh my god, ad libs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I say Alice. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, ad libs in the background. That shit is pretty cool too. But it despite the fact that this is like a song, this still manages to kind of give me freestyle vibes, or in some cases, backseat freestyle vibes. All puns intended. You know what I'm saying? No matter how bad it is, but I just like the rawness of the track in so many ways. The beat, the verses, you know what I'm saying, talking about like the shit that he's been through, you know what I'm saying, and also dealing with just kind of the more violent aspects of what he come from, you know what I'm saying? I yeah, it's dope. It's definitely dope. It's not the most easy consumable song when it comes to maybe playing this around, somebody that, might be a partner. But if it's just you and your windows are down, you know what to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, man. That bass line throughout this song is
Yeah.
insane. It just do. It's so catchy. You just be like, oh
Yeah.
my god. You just that bass line just get going. He's like, what is that? Like it's
Yeah.
and it adds to the paranoia he speaks about in the album because it's like a repetitive motion, like a pacing feel. So
Yeah.
it kind of adds to that. So I really enjoy. Like I wonder what the songwriting experience was for that element of it because it feels like he says paranoia a couple times throughout, like paranoia,
Yeah.
paranoia, like
Paranoia.
it's throughout, like
Paranoia.
yeah, like it's talking about it consistent. Not to mention the repetitive. This shit crazy. This shit crazy. Like it's. I mean, granted, he's talking about getting shot throughout the song, so I would imagine
Yeah.
that that explain him do that, him trying to figure out like who the hell shot me. I actually think that's actually a really great. Why so? This one thing I listen to. I wish I wrote this down. I'm trying to remember it. One thing I enjoy about YG, and I actually would really love your opinion on this. I actually want to do a whole episode on this. Is like us making like a criteria on how do we rank artists, like hip hop artists or just artists in general. And I really think
Mm.
it should be. I really think that the working thing that makes sense to me is if you separate them into three categories and then you rank them based on those. And there are some people who are good at two, some people are good at one, some people are good at three. And the three sections are uh, the artist, the actual rapper, and then like the lyricist. I think those are
Mm.
the three things that make people want to listen to hip hop. Like I'm sure other
Mm.
forms of element of music too, but for the sake of discussion, hip hop. I think if you are a great lyricist and you love just the lyricism of word, I think that is what bring you to it. If you like the flashy, the fun, the appealing, the humorous, the exciting, the energetic, the connecting, whatever that phrase is that a good rapper has, you're gonna
Yeah.
pick that person. If you love an artist at the top level of artistry, if you love Kanye West when he's putting out that, if you love the artwork and the care of it, it's going to be the artistry that pulls you in. And I think
Yeah.
that YG is not the best lyricist, But I
Oh
think
yeah,
a lot of California artists, and I think Southern artists too. I was thinking about just gonna think about like Project Pat actually is really good at lyricism, but he's probably isn't technically considered like a great artist, or maybe like a
yeah.
technically a good rapper, like public wise. But I think he
Mhm.
actually is good at all three. Like if I was to rate him on a scale, he's actually pretty high at every level, which is probably why he's so influential. But YG is a really great rapper and a pretty solid artist, and I think it's enough to make him some really great bodies of work. And this is like this two for two. It's his sophomore album, and it was really great. Well, and I think there's something to the thought of like this paranoia baseline talking about it a lot, and technically saying really the hook is like this shit is crazy, and yeah, this is
Yeah,
brazy, whatever.
yeah,
It's a great
brazen.
song, man. Great pick,
Yeah,
man. This bass line
yeah,
is addictive though. Do 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 do
yeah.
do. Shit
He
is
kind of
oh,
spazzed
I
out
think
in the third verse too.
he
Like
did.
we fucking but I'm about to lose, and like he kind of went double time. I also respected that. I was like, all right, you actually trying, and I see
He
it.
was going
I respect
crazy.
that.
He was going
Yeah,
crazy. He was losing his
yeah,
mind.
or brazen. You know what I'm saying?
Rather correct, correct, correct.
Yes.
How dare I? How dare I? How dare I? Fuck him up. Who am I to fuck up tradition? My turn.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Oh, blacks and browns. Yes,
Ooh.
sir. Um, again, I love the. This is also very California. This is also regulator. This is also Nate Dogg. This is also very like G Funk and like different parts of G Funk. This is definitely G Funk. I want to know what the sample is. I didn't ever look at it, but you know, I don't know if it is a sample. Oh, it's no sample. Oh, that's even fire.
No
Pilo
samples.
really killed that.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
Actually,
Wow, wow, wow.
he's finally getting some love. His music was played on the
Yeah.
Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah, and he made the beat for Drake most recent album. Like I was in Pilo used to be
Yeah,
I don't know if he was rapping too for a good while. But I absolutely love this song
yeah.
for several reasons, right? I think go ahead.
No, no, continue. Sorry.
I love this song for several reasons. Again, we were talking about one, the California aspect of it, and how he was very visible and visual about it for like the Dre line and twist my fingers and who do you love California. Black love brown pie can't be LA without Mexicans. You know what I mean? Well, like I said that backwards. Can't be LA without Mexicans. Black pride brown, like you know what I mean? Like it's that like the Mexican community is a major part of LA. And I ain't trying to get on my political shit, but capitalism requires people in poverty to beef with each other so they can never unite. And a lot of the animosity that black and brown communities have towards each other is propagated by you know the cycles of poverty forces people to fight over lack of resources, and we all share what we need. So I think it was powerful for a black rapper, black gang rapper, and what that represents, and another Mexican gang rapper, and for what that represents, for them to say, black and brown, unity is important, and that we facing somebody, we're both facing plight from different aspects. So I love the message of it. Again, you don't have to be the strongest rapper, but I think there's something about YG's ability to connect, his ability to communicate. He's a humorist. He has humor as a rapper. He add humor elements in it, so they just look at love. But also to your point about the whole Gentleman's Club thing, his vulnerability. He's always been great at that, telling his story, sharing his experiences. So I thought it was powerful one to even try to broach this song to figure out some of the tensions that black and brown communities have towards each other and express love of unity, but also it's a great fucking song, especially in the theme of this album and how it's supposed to be so tied to California.
I completely agree on that part. This was another track that surprised me when it first came out because again, a lot of us wasn't really expecting him to go this route, and for him to not only have a political song as one of the singles, he also had this song on the back end of the track that really solidified his connection to where he came from. And I felt like, of course, like you said, so many we like just in normal lives, like here in PG County, like you see a mixture of like black people, you know what I'm saying, people of Hispanic race, you know what I'm saying, especially out in Montgomery County, because you see different forms of that. So it's like we live amongst one another, and we know that we do need to find ways to collaborate and work with each other in order to face the imperialism that we face now. And yet we still kind of fight with each other. And this was a song that reminded me that that relationship still needs to happen in order for us to come together and overcome some of the oppression that we all face, even to this day. So yeah, this was definitely a dope track. I did like the fact that it still managed to maintain the same level of consumerable consumerability, if that's a word. Is that
Sure.
a okay?
Consumerism is definitely a word.
Okay,
Consumerism.
okay. Okay, all right, all right, all right. I was able to listen to this song. And it was definitely a song that is still not. So that was also definitely dope. But to also hear Sad Boy, another artist that YG put on the track, you know, uh that was also super dope too. It kind of shows you that he was still tied to where he came from and what created him into the artist that we saw at this time. And in some ways, what artist he is currently. Because he still managed to do this a lot of times for like West Coast artists. He makes
Hmm.
natural West Coast music, but he
He
always
does.
finds a way to bring people from around the way onto his, songs. And that's something that he's always been boasting since he did make My Crazy Life. I remember him talking about it
Yeah.
on the GGN network.
I used to love
Yeah, you
GGN
remember
Network.
that. Blast from the
That was a
past,
good
right?
one.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a good one. I
Yeah.
want to say, man, I'm also really happy that what I enjoy about the song is that each one is making their verse is aimed towards them trying to improve their own community.
Yeah.
They acknowledge, like, there are outside forces, but there are also elements on each verse where Sad Boy is like, something he says, and he was like something. But anyway, he started the verse off. We need to come together. Like it's like
Yeah.
that's the first. Let's look around. You know what I mean? They made the
Yeah.
border for the brown skin is not allowed. Like they literally opened it up. Like I think it's important that they also take a perspective. Like I think what YG says. We need to. We can't get mad with what the next man got. We need to learn from how he got and how they run shop. Something to that effect. I think that those are important elements to also include because it's not at all. It's not like police could get away with murder. You know what I mean? Where it's like
Yeah.
y'all doing this to us. This is like a hey, we gotta get clean up our own shit. Which you know, kill the messenger if you want, but it's you gotta applaud. You gotta acknowledge the fact that he's at least making the comments, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't even do that shit. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know
And
what I
that's
mean?
easy to do,
They mad at
especially
Carisha.
now.
They
Yeah.
mad at Carisha. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It always takes that one person to actually say it. And I think at this
Yeah,
time, despite the fact that a lot of people were saying it back in 2016, a lot of people ain't saying it now. And this album
yeah,
speaks volumes because it still resonates to this day. And it's still around.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
still a part of his life. And he continues to be consistent with both the message and the sound with his latest
Essentially,
project,
yeah.
with
Gentleman's
Gentleman's
Club.
Club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And he leans more into the vulnerability than he did with this project. But this
That's a
project, he
fact.
still had a coat of armor around him because he had to prove himself and show that he could produce a solid sophomore project. So,
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a great point. Well, I'm about to say one more thing, but I don't remember. Yep. Oh, this is your last one. What you got?
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I
you went first, so yeah, that's the
mean,
last one.
damn, this is tough. This is actually tough because I do like one song, but the other song always will be a song that I will play. I played it in 2016. I played it in 2024. It's FTT. It's FTT. It will always be FTT. It's it will always be FTT. Trust and believe. That's the whole reason why I bought the album on CD, and I still got it to this day. It's somewhere locked up in my CD case. But yes, I still have this project, and that's the album, or excuse me, that's the song I bought this album for. Uh, First of all, the beat is dope. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even remind me of like it's a West Coast song. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't even have that it it doesn't even have the sound that's consistent throughout this entire album. It's like he takes a whole different beat
Can I say?
that
Can
he
I add
doesn't
one thing
fucking
real quick?
use. Yeah,
The
add one thing real quick,
the
please, because I'm about to
the
freak out with
bass
this song.
line, the bass line on here is crazy too, right? And the thing that's crazy
Yes.
is the same person that did the last song with the crazy bass line, DJ Swiss, also did
Yeah.
this one. I think that's pretty cool that
Ooh.
he did both songs, and
Oh
both
my
songs
god.
got that crazy bass line.
Yes.
It's a part. It just brings you in. It brings you in, man.
Yes.
I just wanted to add that one
Yes.
part. I just want to add that one part. So
Yes.
it's all you.
And like I like the fact no, that's that I'm so glad that you said that. I also like the fact that throughout that same bass line, he still manages to add just different elements. Not too much, but something that can show you that there's a rise in the urgency, and then it goes back to kind of like the low, the low levels. You know what I'm saying? The parts where both YG and Nipsey can talk their shit before they get back into spitting the actual verse. The fact that YG and Nipsey Hussle, two different gangs, came together to actually say "fuck this dude" was also amazing. You know what I'm saying? We got a legendary verse out of Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Um, the video was fucking fire, dog. Isn't this the same video where both of them stood beside each other in red and blue
Mm-hmm.
and said
Mm-hmm.
"fuck this nigga"? Like it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I remember blasting this album so many fucking times, but I definitely blasted it in November of 2016, the entire fucking month, because fuck that guy. Because fuck that guy. But also, it was just such a good fucking song when it first came out. And when I go back to the project, oh, guess what? Guess what's the first song I fucking listened to? It's fucking that song. Because unfortunately, it still resonates to this fucking day. But I just love the fact that at the time he took such a swing with this song, and it did manage to, you know, become kind of a movement in itself, but it died out. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this song should be played a lot more, maybe even into some protests. You know what I'm saying? We played all right. Maybe we could play the other thing. So yeah, so good. It's so good. And unfortunately, like it's my number one. But there's some other good songs on here that can also be my
It
number one.
is.
Like
Yeah,
I
I
got a
agree.
question. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
my nigga senses kicked in, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck this guy. It was fuck this guy back in 2016. It was fuck this guy back in the 80s when I wasn't even thought of. It was fuck this guy in the 90s when I saw this bitch ass nigga on Home Improvement. It's fuck this guy now. So FDT is my number one.
Damn.
I'm sorry if
I
this
feel like we.
podcast gets shut down after this.
I feel like we should. We're not saying that. We saying a song title. FDT. That's
Yeah,
all we
yeah,
saying. We said
yeah.
the song title. You can take it.
Fuck DT.
You got to listen to the song. You got to listen
Yeah,
to this.
fuck
You got to listen to the
defensive
song.
tackles all the time. Yes, fuck defensive. I
Yeah, you
fucking
said
hate him. I got a
FDT.
block against him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you just said FDT. So
Yeah.
man, what for one, do you think anyone making a song now? And I would love to say absolutely not. They're petrified. They're petrified. No one is doing that. What, making a song
I
called
agree.
FDT?
Oh
Because
yeah, no.
I really think one of the reasons why is because everybody. I think the little Boosie thing is so fascinating. Do you know what the little Boosie? See them?
Yes. Yes.
It is funny, but I think it's also very interesting that there's a clear like a right wing embracement in hip hop going on, and some people are like buying it. What Boosie is pretty much saying is what the same thing they said for Kodak was that if you get this certain lawyer or you pay a certain person or whatever around this Trump circle, you can buy a pardon, right? You give a certain person this much money, They gonna see how whatever. And Boosie was like, these dudes was telling me that if I give them this much money, I'm gonna get a pardon. They said that to me. They were saying all of these people can vouch for them, and they said if I give them X hundred thousands of dollars, I could get a fucking pardon. I think it's so fascinating that the rappers are not saying nothing because it's like, hey, if I fuck something up, I might need a pardon. So let me not fuck with the dude. I think it's very fascinating. I also think it's very fascinating. There's a lot of right wing people are embracing Jay-Z haters. I think that is so weird to me. I think
Yeah.
that is so weird to me. And of all my Jay-Z dislikes, I think it's really obvious. Like they love on Nicki Minaj for some reason, and then she's dissing Jay-Z. They love
Yeah.
on Jaguar Wright while she's dissing Jay-Z. It's a couple more, and I'm like, hey, why? Like, why? Like, him and the Drake shit, and Drake was like buddy buddy with all the right wing media dudes, all of like the young people that fuck with Drake, that fuck with the president. He fucks with all of them. It's like
He fuck with Aiden
it's
Ross.
yeah. He was with the Net Boys the other day. It's like, come on, son. First of all, you got 15 years on all of these dudes. So
Yeah.
what are you really gonna be talking about? But also, it's like, come on, son. You know what you're
Yeah.
doing. It all is. I think that's really weird. So I'll still have to say I think there's like a clear hip hop decision to like be careful around it. But I have kudos to YG for having this in his catalog. And there's gonna come a day where this might be the number one song in the country. There's gonna come a day. There's gonna come a day. There's gonna come a day when YG is gonna have the number one song in the country. Hey,
We
bro, I
gotta
gotta
make that
take that
happen.
right now.
Let's start the movement right now. We
Yeah,
play it
yeah.
every fucking day.
Yeah,
Everybody who's
it's
listening,
gonna come a day.
play it just one every day for just a whole week. Let's fucking do it. Cause I already play it every day. It shows up in my daily playlist. Spotify just throw it in there. Like, yeah, we know you like this song, fuck it. So yes, let's do it. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I I hope that happens. If it does, if I find something else to play for one day. But yeah, that oh god, please, please, please let that happen. I hope we I hope we find our chicken nuggets and our fries. Just I really do. I digress. I think you froze
Yeah,
up.
man.
Oh no, you did.
No, I was here. I'm listening. I was listening.
Okay.
No, I yeah. It's gonna come a day, and everybody's phone is gonna get a notification, and they're gonna be, oh my god, like, oh my
Yes.
god, let me
Yes.
go, let me go play YG. Let's go.
Where's YG when you need him?
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. There's gonna come a
Oh
day.
God. I just hope I'm alive for that day. You know what I'm saying? Let's just hope. Let's just cross the fingers.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh man, that's funny as shit. That's funny. Oh God. But I digress. Yeah, that's my number one.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Is that your number one too?
I feel like it should be. I feel like I don't want to step on that, man. I feel like that's
Oh,
yeah, that's my number one. I'm gonna make it my number one. But
oh
I do
shit.
wanna yeah.
So we gotta make it the
Yeah.
number one song now. Now it's both of our number
No.
ones. We gotta make it the
Hey
number one
brother,
song in
it's
the nation.
the universe. The universe is gonna make it the number one song.
The ancestors. That's
The universe
okay.
is gonna make it. Okay? Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We might just blast it in the car one day. Somebody else like, you know what? I want to play that song too. I'm feeling that way.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, you at the red light pointing at each other. Everybody gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh god, like
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, man. But no, Spider-Man memes. You know what
Sorry,
I'm saying?
you know.
Spider-Man memes everywhere. You what? You tripping? Hell yeah, dog. You like YG
Oh
too?
man,
Just you like YG
you
too?
like watching too?
The Nipsey verse is my favorite.
It's it's gonna be
What?
one motherfucker like I didn't know him, but I know him today.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh man, that
Yeah.
was good. That was good.
Yeah, man.
That was good.
Yep.
Yeah, number
So
one.
yeah.
Number
Number
one.
one. Number one. I don't think we can
Easily.
even I don't even know top on. I hope the AI editors put an ad right here because I have no fucking clue how to land that one. That was that was rough.
They gonna put that in the
Yeah.
middle of the joke.
Well,
Get the shit out of here.
well, well.
Let's stop
Damn,
playing,
that's
man.
crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah, fuck defensive tackles. Fuck.
Yeah, what a song. But I do commend YG for after his second I think I do really believe in the sophomore jinx, the sophomore something,
Yeah,
sophomore whatever.
sophomore slump.
And sophomore slump, I do think it's real for certain artists, and I think it's cool. I think it's natural. I think him, especially leaving Atlanta and going back to California, he definitely could have. He definitely could have fucked that up. I can't
Yeah.
stop thinking he definitely could have fucked that up. He didn't. He didn't fuck it up. He didn't fuck it up. And
You
I
okay there? You okay? You got me laughing now.
I just keep checking my phone. I just keep checking my phone. Like I can't stop checking my phone now.
you might you, you might be you might be playing that song.
I can't stop checking my phone. Like, damn, can I expedite the notification? No, man. I think it was cool. I think it was really cool how he just took out the risk to have like a political stance in his music. I think that was really powerful. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Second album, you're aiming for hits. You aiming for I won't just be my biggest one. I want to be bigger than before. I want to, kind of like just grow as an artist, grow some popularity. So to put on a message saying FDT and Black and Brown and police get away with murder. Those are risks. Those definitely are music risks. Those are things that I'm pretty sure ARs and labels actually kind of like, do we gotta put this shit on? I'm sure it was not like a easy. Sure, here you go. You know what I'm saying? You can still put out a good. If you don't put out these songs, this is even probably even like maybe a bigger album, right? Because
Yeah.
it's more cohesive. You don't necessarily need those songs. Those songs are kind of like statement songs, stand on themselves. But I would also argue that by having those songs, it creates this element of a freshness and a relatability constantly because the things he's talking about still exist and it ties in different elements of this other album. So
Mhm.
yeah, man, this is you know I don't know if it's a classic. I know his first album is definitely a classic, but this is not a bad one. This is not a bad album, not at all,
I would consider
not
this
at
a
all.
classic.
That's
I
fair.
would
I don't hate it.
yeah. I would definitely consider it a classic. I think because of the political stance that he had on this project, as well as like the popularity of it at the time. And the fact that, a lot of the elements that come from this album is used to this day. I will say that this is definitely a classic. I think his first album is a great debut, but I think this
Yes.
was the beginning of his prime. You know what I'm saying? Um, in my opinion. Uh, I do have a good question because I'm looking at
Hmm.
some of these other albums that he dropped following Still Brazy. Do you think that in some cases, despite the success that he was getting from a lot of the, you know, songs that he was dropping or the albums that he was dropping, like For Real or Stay Dangerous, do you think that level of political aspect was implemented in those two albums, those following two albums?
No, but I don't think he has to.
Mm.
I don't think he has to. And I actually I actually really enjoy Stay Dangerous too. Some people didn't really
Yeah,
like
me
it, but
too.
it's some songs in there I actually like. It was a little bit more of maybe to try to make it a bigger commercialized song, but it's some
Hmm.
songs in there that I enjoy.
Yeah,
But no, he no, he doesn't really, again, he doesn't have to. I think the expect I don't so when I speak of like musicians having like political stances, there are some people who are like dead prez, who every song is going to be of that of cloth, talking about some element of black survival, black resistance. Everybody can't do that. He don't have to put that in every single album, but it is a certain, it's, in my opinion, there's a level of vulnerability and reality that they put into elements of their music that can be equally as important to connect with people, so that when you do the political messaging song, it does not feel forced or fake or something disingenuous. So when he does those songs, it's genuine, just like he does the other songs. So no, it wasn't, and I think that's fine too. Like I think Kendrick is not always on every single song, political. He's more like introspective into himself. So I think it's also elements of some stuff can exist differently. So nah, man, it wasn't, but I think that's fine. I think that's fine.
mm, mm. That's
Yeah,
fair. That's definitely fair.
yeah, I think it's
I
fine.
think I think he was focused on
Did,
different things for both
yeah,
projects.
true, true. I
Yeah,
agree.
because like when you look at for real, one you could tell that he was kind of in a victory lap in some cases off of the success that he got from the first two albums.
Hmm.
Um, with the four, so I was about to say four loco with the 400 brand, you know what I'm saying, as well as kind of like for songs like Go Loco that went viral at one point, and also got a lot of traction for the video itself. I'm looking at the video now; it had 20 million views. Like, I
Mm,
think that in some ways, even though he did drop those two albums, they were a victory lap for the first half of his career before, he kind of took a hiatus to get out of Def Jam, which I just found out.
hmm.
So I do think that this album definitely showed what he could really do as an artist. And I
Hmm.
think for that, it's something that I appreciate and hold not only hold on to, excuse me, not only as a part of my life, but a part of history in itself, in American history,
Hmm.
when you look at it
Hmm.
on a more macro level.
Yeah, one thing he said, he just said he did an interview, and I ain't gonna lie, sit here and say that I said the whole interview because I ain't got time to read interviews, like watch interviews like the way I used to. Um, just being for real. He said that he was talking to Kendrick, and he said one thing Kendrick told him. I was trying to see when did he leave Def Jam. What's the last album he put out on Def Jam? It doesn't say what this other album was at. But yeah, one thing he said Kendrick told him was like, he said Kendrick was like, yeah, man, I'm just putting out shit 'cause I got a bad contract. And then he said, Kendrick told him like, man, you never put out shit just to get out of a contract. Like you always gotta give it your best effort, your best piece of whatever it is. And when you get
Mhm.
out, you get out, and you get leverage, you get leverage, which I think is one of the few reasons why one we don't know what Kendrick's deal is. He doesn't talk about it publicly because it helps his leverage. I think
Mhm.
public opinion does not help your leverage. Leverage helps your leverage. Public opinion is not always leverage. And I think one of the things that I think Drake's I can't believe we talking about this motherfucker again. God damn it. One thing one thing in the conversation around the Drake thing and the label thing is like he's this big label monster, da 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 da. But in reality, a lot of that is just conjecture to flood the market. Too. We don't really know the truth, but there's just disbelief and make believe. So a lot of these people have really bad contracts, and I think it's interesting that during the beef you saw Kendrick changes his some songs was through Kendrick, some songs was through whatever, and then he left TDE and with the PD Lane for his own thing to cut them out for his own deals, but he still gets some percentage points, whatever it is. But my point is, so I can't be mad at him for not delivering the same quality he did early on because he was in a shitty deal, and even he was kind of like, I'm just putting out shit to get out of this fucking deal. And unfortunately, a lot of artists do that. I think that's the Drake effect too. Like not the Drake effect, something Drake does too. Like trying to get out of this fucking deal, we'll just get my leverage back. and I think he was on the same thing. So I don't judge him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of that shit was weak. It
Yeah,
is what it is. Gentleman's Club was. I actually really enjoyed Gentleman's Club.
I did too. I definitely
Yeah, I
did
really
too.
enjoyed
Like
it. Yeah, I
some
really
of the
enjoyed
songs
it.
off it. Oh man, you still got it. I'm like, God damn, bro. Like even at this age, you still got that shit in you, bro. It was fire. Um, yeah, I like the maturity that he managed to kind of build upon himself. Now I'm looking at his track list through Genius, so it
Mm-hmm.
seems like he dropped. So after Still Brazy, he dropped Red Friday, which I think is more of an EP. Yeah, it's an 8 track
Mm-hmm.
compilation. Then he dropped. Hold on, I'm
Stay
going back up
Dangerous was
here.
Def Jams. Stay Dangerous was
Y-
Def
y-
Jam too.
Yep. So he dropped Staying Dangerous. He dropped For Real, For Real. For a while, he did the Duel for Bompton series, and then he did My Life 400.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to drop a 400 project because he had a record label. I think Kamaya was signed to it.
Mm-hmm.
Then community service. And then that's when he started to be on the run for Gentleman's Club. You saw that he was switching his sound up to you saw that he was switching his sound up and the vibe of it, but he didn't drop the project until this, now. So now we're
Mm-hmm.
kind of seeing it. But I remember him talking about, the music that he was working on back in like 2024 when he first talked about like the whole, situation that he was, a part of in his life, if
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So
Yeah. Yeah.
this has kind of been held back for like a while, and it was really dope to see what this album would become because you knew that you weren't just getting a whole bunch of songs just slammed onto an album. You knew
Yeah.
you were getting a conceptual project, especially now that
Yeah.
YG's putting on a motherfucking suit and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I do think that some of the other people who are in the suits look crazy, but the album itself is definitely dope. I like the fact that he's trying to go for something different.
I'm so happy we're in a space where hip hop can make 30-year-old man music and it can be reflective and it can grow. So many forms of black music didn't get a chance to do this. So we saw the inception of hip hop and now where it is now. So I think it's amazing that we're in a space where, you know, last episode I was talking about the album by Juvenile and Jill Scott, and how it was cool to see two artists who were massive, like big. Like I don't think people understand the difference between a big artist back in the day and a big artist now. Jill Scott was not like a major artist, but she had hits. She had a big enough. She had a budget, and she traveled, and she built a fan base, and she still put out good music. Juvenile had the number one records in the country, and he still put out music. Bro, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so to see people like YG make great albums still and add to his catalog and show growth and show expansion, and I don't think his pen game got better, but he's also always been real good at making music you can connect to and relate with, just through his storytelling and just how he paints his pictures and how what his style, his form of rap is. Yeah, man, it's a great selection, brother. Like the Still Brazy was great,
Yeah.
but and pushing it over to Gentleman's Club. Like check out both if y'all listening to this. Like check it out.
Yeah.
There's a new feature on the website. If you listen through the website, I'm not sure who does, where you can leave us voicemails. Please leave a voicemail about this album, about this song on this album. What do you think about it? What's your FDT joke? I would love to hear whatever voicemail y'all got. Go on the website, let us know, and even pictures about coming on one day for an episode of yourself.
That's
Vance,
loud.
are you ready? Are you ready for what are you listening to?
You go first because I
Okay,
definitely
cool.
I'm not ready right now.
Cool. So, if you oh, June dropped. If you are also on the website, we're going to be adding two playlists. Vance is going to share the Spotify list that he just talked about, and I'm going to add my "What Are You Listening To" playlist of just songs that we're currently listening to, and that way you can see at all times through the website how to listen to what we're listening to, and you can always
Mm-hmm.
follow along. So, what am I listening to now? I've been definitely playing the new 36, not 36, the new Project Pat Juicy J album. It is. It
Mm.
might end up being on my end of the year list. I wish it came out before the last one, bro. This album sounds phenomenal, phenomenal,
Okay.
phenomenal. I think that um, GCJ production is on point. It is on point. There's still elements missing from the complete 3-6 sound, but you hear Project Pat and DJ Paul still make amazing beats by themselves.
Mm.
But you see from them apart what they bring, what they miss when they're not together.
Yeah.
But Juicy J still can make some fire beats. And while I love this album for several reasons, I've never heard Project Pat not make a record, album and curse. He did not curse one time. I know that he's been more religious lately, so maybe
He's a
that's why.
pastor.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's still, and he's. This is an album. It is very positive. But it doesn't sound corny. It doesn't sound preachy. They're like saying, "Hey, the song on here called 'Don't Do It,' where the cook goes, hey, you thinking about doing a crime? Don't do it." Dead ass. Dead ass. You think about scamming? Don't do it. You think about that? Don't do it. Right? And Juicy J talks about how now that he's a father, he's amazing. He loves being with his wife, but he's rapping over a 3-6 beat. But it's not corny. I'm telling you, it's not corny. Juicy Project Pat is storytelling at the elite level, and he's storytelling the way he's always story told. But now he's like, look at these dudes that crashed on me. He's not listening. He da da da. I've been in that position before, but again, it's not preachy. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not the Drewski skit at all. It's not the Drewski skit at all. I promise you. I'm not bullshitting you. They not. There's no Drewski
The
skit.
fact that you're using this as a compliment is
I'm
hilarious.
telling you, it's not the 3-6 album is so great, bro. It's not the conscious preaching at niggas, bro. It's fun. It's fun. Listen to the 3-6, the not the 3-6,
Listen to
the
it.
Juicy
It's not
J Pat
preachy.
Project Pat is fun. It's growing up. The YNs, I hate that word YNs. It's stupid ass, but the YNs, you go listen to it. You can bump it. You can bump your shit. You can have a great
All
time.
right.
And the dude gonna tell you, it's a song, it's a song on
Yeah.
there with Anderson Paak stuck called "Wasting Time,"
Ooh.
and he's like, play with some Pippin, man. And the joint come on, it's like, you need to sit or stop sitting around and wasting time. Yeah, go and get some money. It is like
Okay.
they balance it out, man. They give you it's Southern hospitality, bro. I want to play it right now and just edit it out, or they're gonna just come back find me. But I want to play it, yo. Can I play it and say fuck it? Maybe we can find it on YouTube. If we find it on YouTube, they gonna cut it out.
I I don't know.
Fuck it. I'll
Uh,
play it when we get off this. But Southern Hospitality so far, Southern Hospitality, it starts off with like niggas need to crown on me. They sound just like me, right? Juicy J, niggas sound just like me. Niggas want to clown me. Right? There's a whole verse of
yeah.
Southern Hospitality, and Project Pat talks. Juicy J talks about how everybody is sounding like them. Da, da, da. Project Pat comes on, and Project Pat is writing about how everybody's sampling him. And I think what I love about that project is people have sampled 3-6 flows, style, sound,
For so long.
cadences for so long that when they do it, it feels so refreshing because you heard so many different bits and pieces of it. So that's what I love about it. Like Project Pat is his flow is underappreciated because people consider it as dumbing down, but it's actually quite challenging. He got doubles, he got a double entendres, he got all types of syllable flips and shit. He doing repetitive words. He
Mm.
changed the channels of his voice to make other words rhyme. Then they got the Gangsta Boo verse on the end. Southern
What?
Hospitality. Dog is crazy. Caribou got a great verse. He had a song on there with
Caribou.
Snoop. Bro, trying to tell people this album was amazing.
Wait.
Okay.
So everybody else is cussing except for Project Pat.
Yes, Project Pat is not
Okay.
cursing.
Okay.
Everybody else is still rapping how they want to rap. I think that's cool too. It's a great album.
Now it
So that's
makes
what I'm
sense.
listening to.
Oh, okay. I gotta tap in.
Baby Rose put out a great album called Journalism. We was driving with my family, went out to the beach recently. It was great for that. I played Future album. I wasn't feeling all of it, but it was a couple songs I definitely pulled from
He got
there.
some bangers on
Um,
there.
this some yeah, but I'm saying it was 20 songs in there, bro. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I know. He keeps
it's 20
doing this shit.
songs.
I'm like, come on,
It's
man.
20. It's 20 songs, bro. I had to leave and come back. Like, dog, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. I think if you gave us 10 strong, we would be bumping that joint incessantly.
Right.
Uh, Jack White. Jack White put out an album recently, like a rock album. I absolutely love it. He gets a song on there where he dissing his neighbors. I thought it was hilarious. It also is good rock music. Like I think the ecosystem need good rock music, the way it always been loud, abrasive, sometimes funny, but also like political, but also pop. Like you need good rock music just for the ecosystem. I'm happy that Jack White still does that. Jack White still does that. Masego has a great song called "Recommend," and it's even a better. I saw the video actually online. He's making the beat and playing every instrument. But he's a great singer. He's really funny in his music, but his music sounds so soulful and great. Like go listen to that song. Like I said, the UCG Project Pratt, PFG. What's happening in North Carolina is so fascinating. I actually want to put a. I actually want to. I've been thinking about putting something together. I don't know what it is, but North
We talked
Carolina
about
is having
Freddie
like
P.
a
Franklin last week,
Freddie
right?
P. Franklin, the baby,
The baby.
Trap Dicky, but
Yeah.
PFG been out for a while in Fayetteville, and J Cole recently produced, I believe, every song on his most recent project, and he's featured throughout. And it's some
Damn.
J Cole is rapping on here. Like, he's talking his shit, man. And I actually believe what I think Cole should do, and I hope I'm putting this out there, hoping that maybe it can get to someone in his sphere, bro. People gonna talk shit. Let them talk that shit. There is some motion, something has happened in North Carolina where people are like gravitating towards the music scene. Luke just put out a project. Revenge of the Dreamers need to happen. It needs to be a North Carolina heavy, North Carolina inspired one where you loop in Fetty and you loop in Baby, you loop in whoever, because there's a moment here, and they are very fortunate to have two big anchors on a big anchor in J Cole, who's like a superstar, but also Rhapsody. Rhapsody has an anchor. Rhapsody has a pretty sizable fan base, a different fan base, and I think if these guys are building it, and then I think with Rhapsody has, if J. Cole could find a way to wrestle it together and make like an amazing thing, they could really break through. It's a major city. It's a lot of people there. Them alone could carry a lot just by having people in that vicinity listening to the music and pushing the music. And North Carolina being in the middle of North DC, Northeast New York, and up from the South, they get a lot of mixed people in between. So a lot of their rappers, they rap in a way where they're legible. But they are very like Southern inspired still. So Fetty P and PFG don't rap the same, but they still can coexist in the same space. So yeah, I'm playing them, and so at the North Carolina things, the PFG is from North Carolina. Um, Kalissa, reggae artist, amazing. Definitely play some Kalissa. I'm still playing the Wakef Jean album. Um, what else have I been listening to? I'm trying to get a couple more because I've really been all over the place lately. Um, Nate Smith, Cartoons, and Kenny Beats put out a jazz album called Fathers. Been playing that.
Shit.
Yeah, journalism, like I said, Baby Rose. Um, did I miss anybody? That might be it. Dang. I feel like it's some more, but I kept
That's a
saying
good
like I'm
one,
gonna make sure
though.
I mention. I feel like I should have mentioned something that damn, what have I been listening to? It's one thing I said I'm definitely gonna mention when I get on the show, but now I can't even. Damn, you got it.
Okay. Okay. So, I first of all, I've been listening to Lilo Mastiff, the Pink Toe Towels.
Wonderful,
Excuse me. So
wonderful.
his name is Lilo. That's the name of the artist. He's from Detroit, and his album is called Mastiff Pink Tiles. I should say the title correct. This album is fire. I like the fact that it's separated by two discs, and both discs are very short. You know, they only have like I think 5 or 6 songs for each side. But the dope thing is that one side is dedicated to just straight up like Detroit drill, and then the other side
Hmm.
fucking experiments with different sounds. So you might hear
It's like
juke
house,
music,
right? It's kind of like house music, right?
you
Juke
got
music,
house
house music,
music,
kind of.
you got fucking
Yeah,
juke music in there, you got
yeah,
Florida bass
yeah,
music in there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
He uses so many different forms of house and bass music on that second half, and I think that shit threw me off. So the original song that caught me off guard was Get Geeked. That shit was
hmm
dope. I liked that. I was like, damn, who is this? And then when I went to the album, that's when I heard the other house songs, and I was like, damn, this shit tough. And then I went up to the first half, and I saw that he was able to kind of spit over just like hard ass trap beats too. Yeah, man, this dude is very dope, man. Coming out of Detroit, you know what I'm saying? And this album has kind of been in rotation for me lately this week. I've also been listening to some K Tronada, specifically going back to the album Bubba as well as Timeless. At my job, we had a show dedicated to like house music, and I recommended some K Tronada, so they managed to play a song off of Bubba on the radio. So I was playing that album around that time. I was also playing 99.9 when I started getting back into the project. Um, Another song I added to my Bentleys and Beamers playlist, Only Two by Zero. Um, I've also been listening to Khalila's new album, which is fucking good. Oh my god. So
I
this
gotta play it,
Kalila is
man. I gotta play it,
oh
man. I didn't get to it yet. I'm gonna
oh
get to it this
god.
weekend. I'm gonna get to it this
It's
weekend.
so good. The fact, like, first of all, I love Kalila. Like I've been a fan of her since she dropped her like famous like mixtape back in like 2014, 2015. I love the fact that she's always managed to find like she found a sound with like the synth wave, kind of sound, and managed to kind of make it her identity in some ways. But for this one, she starts throwing in guitar riffs and also really leaning into the more UK aspect. So you get a lot of like UK sounding songs, UK R&B in some cases. She talks about how she was inspired by like Craig David and how one song kind of changed her perspective about how she looked at songs specifically in the UK. So you see a lot of that, and it's also cool to see Pink Panthers on this
Yeah,
project because she's inspired by Kalila. So you see a connection that is there, and Pink Panther, she's kind of like the hot shit right now. But it's very
hmm
cool to see that she is paying tribute to somebody that did have an iconic mixtape in the 2010s, but didn't get the same kind of run or
yeah,
mainstream appeal that Pink Panthers did. But I
yeah,
will say her music was played on her music was played on Insecure, which was a huge push for her at that time because she had an album that was out. But yeah, yeah, Kalila for sure. She's definitely on my list as well.
I
And that
didn't.
album is
I
very
didn't get
good.
to her album last week. I didn't. I just been busy, but I'm looking forward to getting to it this weekend. I have not heard nothing yet, but I'm so excited. I heard nothing but great things.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm really excited.
yeah. I've also been listening to, of course, the Gentleman's Club. We've been talking about that, so of course I had to play that while I was listening to YG. Let's see. I've also, of course, some Sade. Uh, I've also been listening to this collaborative song by Mavi and Overcast, which is pretty
Hmm.
dope. I did listen to Future's album. There was a couple of songs I added on my playlist, but yeah, it's a Future album. I'm gonna get my bangers, you know what I'm saying, and then I'm gonna be out. I do like the fact that he did, put effort into the rollout. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But it's more Future, and I think that's always good, especially during the summer. So Definitely say that was dope. I saw that Key dropped a new song with Very
Oh
Necessary.
wow,
The song is
I
called
didn't
On
know
My
that.
Body. Um, Definitely, I'm still listening to it just to kind of, I guess, comprehend what I was listening to. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And then I was also listening to a lot of like Bay Area music. I think it's the fault of my Spotify, but I was listening to
Hmm.
like a lot of Keek the Sneak lately.
Hmm.
That my Spotify was just throwing into the mix, and then also Blue Bucks
Blue
Clan,
Bucks Clan.
Blue
They broke
Bucks
up, didn't
Clan.
they? Didn't they break
I
up?
th-
They stopped making
I
music.
I think so. I think so because I haven't
Mm.
heard anything new in a while. But don't quote us on that. Um,
Yeah, don't quote me on that. I'm gonna do no research. I just haven't heard from him.
you just shot that out out the tank. Beyonce's Morning Dew. You've been
Yeah, that song
listening to
fire.
that.
I like that.
So
I like
good.
that.
It
I
reminds me of
like
me,
that.
myself, and I like that. I definitely
Okay,
like that
I don't
about it.
hate it.
Like I like
I don't hate it.
the fact that because remember she was making electronic house music, you know what I'm saying, with a little bit of SoundCloud and online shit with Renaissance, and then she dropped Cowboy Carter, which is a little bit more country music, you know what I'm saying, still Beyonce music, but it was country music, and then now you got this new song. It might be a hint she might be doing traditional R&B. You know, she might lean into that little neo soul bag. She might have. I mean, she
I
might
thought
be
she was gonna go rock music. I still think she does, but it's cool if she
looking.
doesn't. I thought it'd be cool for her to do like like a Yvonne. What's her name? The bitch is black. The bitch is back. I love that album. We should cover it one day. But I
Mm,
thought it would be very much like a rock inspired. I mean, she kind of did it in her own way in different songs, like Sasha Fierce, I guess. But it is what it is. But yo,
mm,
another great
mm.
episode.
Right. Oh, I
Anything you
got
want
one
to
more.
plug?
Wait. I got one
Oh,
more.
go,
I,
go, go, go,
to
go.
end it
My
out.
bad, my bad, my bad.
Just because Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming out, I was playing Grand Theft Auto 4,
Hmm.
and I've been blasting IF 99, which has a lot of fella Kuti in it. So
Mm.
I've been blasting some fucking fella Kuti, and I forgot how good his shit was. Okay, now I'm done. That's
Fela
good.
Kuti is the shit. I need to play more
It,
Fela Kuti. But his
yes,
songs be long as hell though.
yeah, they do, they
Songs be
do.
long as hell.
It's music you gotta listen to while you're doing shit. You can't
Yeah,
just throw a Fela
yeah,
Kuti song on in the car and just think
yeah.
everything's gonna be okay
Nah,
because he gonna take
you
you to
gotta be
different
locked in.
aspects. Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
locked in. You're locked
Good
in. But
driving
it's so
music though.
amazing. Yeah, it's so amazing how people like him and Bob Marley were so inspired by like the black civil rights movement and how it impacted them in their own country and fight against fascism. It's pretty amazing. Great, great,
Right,
amazing. Yeah.
right.
But yo,
Amazing.
anything to plug?
I'm working on Off the Dribble 24. That's coming out soon. New EP in the works. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's it for me right now. You know what I'm saying? Follow your boy. I'm going to OC. Hopefully, I can record that. I'm going to be playing lacrosse out there, so you're going to see a couple more highlight tapes. You know what I'm saying? So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, just that's it for me, man. Follow me on Vance Breed underscore everything except for X. It's Vance 64 underscore. That's on X because a freak bot took over my account. And
Crazy.
yeah, man, just keep on moving. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Vance dash B on Blue Sky. But you could type in Vance B underscore on Blue Sky and or my name and it should show up. So that part.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Follow the record report. Follow everything. Check out the website. Again, we're trying to build that out. Putting some cool stuff up there. Follow socials, Instagram. I think we're on TikTok now. Yeah, man. And just also social media side, like check out our website mainly for the voice memos. I would love to. We would love to hear what you got to say. Maybe we can include you into one of the episodes, whether it's like an album we talked about in the past, or a clip you need to talk about in the future, or random music thoughts too. Would be really cool. Thanks. Peace.